Right, boys, the Ford GT, a 2005 model. I've always adored this car. I've loved it ever since, I mean, shit, the classic, iconic race car. But when they brought this out, like right when I was like in high school, I was like, holy shit, I've loved it ever since. It's actually damn good in Street Tier 2. I would say it's definitely right up there, top 5, right around, I would say within top 5, top 10, I would say. It's not as quick as the F40, which is probably my fastest right now. But it was only like a second, not even a second and a half behind my F40 time on Kiss Me Combi. It just, the F40 keeps rolling. Like after 180, 200, it just keeps going. This, not as much. It's not bad, but it's just not quite F40 level. But this thing will get a little slippery on some like really sharp corners, but for the most part, this thing turns in very well with this tune, and it just goes around corners and like tight sections. It's just, it's hugging the road, dude. It's so good. So anyway, look, pro settings, Grand Race, and we'll get out of here. You check out some other tunes because we got a ton, and they're great. I'm telling you, best on the market right here, boy. I got them tunes. You know what I mean? Anyway, brake balance, 50%. Another thing with this car, if you're not braking in a straight line, if you're like braking as you're going into a corner, like if you're doing some crazy Grand Race shit, keep in mind that the rear will give out, okay? But this improved the braking to max, if you see that there, okay? So, brake balance 50%, suspension, springs, front 8% stiff, rear is a -5 soft, damper compression front is a 12% stiff, -8 soft on the rear, okay? Damper rebound front, 16% stiff with a rear of -5 soft. Roll bars front, 10% stiff, max that bad boy out. Rear, -7 soft. Camber front, -20 and a -12 on the rear. Go get this. I imported this over from the Crew too. Go get this thing, put this on. You're not going to be disappointed, I'm telling you. It was pretty squirrely out of the box. We improved the turn-in, and we stabilized her a bit. But you boys know the drill. Subscribe. Come back. Stick around for that Grand Race. All right, we're testing the Ford GT in the Street Tier 2 class. Hell yeah. It feels pretty good. It was only like a second and a half behind the F40, which, you know? Go ahead and blend. Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. All right, Ford GT time. Of course, we came out of there real fast. We got a good lead with the Cento Daisy. This car was a little wild. We got it pretty tame. Some corners it'll just hook real well, won't slide out on you. It turns in very well. As you can see, it just keeps wanting to it keeps like nose diving towards the direction you're cornering, which is really good. I'm starting to think this might be like one of the best Street Tier 2 cars. This thing is a beast. The one thing I couldn't tune out of it though is, so I improved the brakes like crazy on this thing. The one thing though is if you're not braking in a straight line, be careful when you let out the brakes because it'll give out. That rear will go like that. But as you can see, nobody's even close to us. Car will, a little bit of throttle control here and there, but I mean, it is. I've always loved this car ever since I first saw it back in high school. It's just a great car, and I'm glad that it's actually viable in Street Tier 2. The hypercar, not so much. The new one, like, look at this thing. Look at how it's just turning in around here. Great. It does have slow shifts, but it's nothing like some of the other cars. Now, when I went back and drove my F40 and then climbed back into this, yeah, F40 definitely hold speed better. But I mean, look at how well this thing is cornering. Like, look at this. This tune is solid. Of course, our Cento Daisy tune really propelled us right off the line, and we stayed out in first the whole time and got a good gap. So if you haven't seen that video, I highly recommend checking it out, because that's probably my best work yet, besides the Jesco that it's probably out by the time this comes out. But man, I've really been getting some really solid hypercar tunes out. If you're a good driver, you'll be untouchable, man. Look at this thing. It is, poof. Okay, yep. This thing is a beast. Dude, nobody's even close to us. Can we DNF the whole lobby? I'm really good at Alpha GP, so maybe. Let's see, let's cut to the end here. I fucked up at the end, man. I went to take a cut, and I was like, you know what? And as I started cutting, I was like, it's Alpha GP, it's gonna lose control. And I completely did a 180, and I had to reset. There's no recovering from that. But damn, man, I tell you what, that GT40 or the Ford GT, sorry, I always call it GT40. I'm gonna say it's one of the best Street 2 cars, hands down, man. It's no F40, but I mean, like I said, my time on Kiss Me Combi was like second and a half behind. Not bad, man. Oof.